The battlefield of Kurukshetra shimmered under the early morning sun. Dust rose like clouds of gold. Soldiers adjusted their armor, and the metallic clang of weapons created a constant hum of tension. Yet, on the chariot, Arjuna found himself caught in a different war, the war within. Krishna sat beside him, serene as ever, his calm smile untouched by the chaos surrounding them. Arjuna looked down at Gandiva in his hands, thoughts churning. The conversation had moved from the universal form of the Lord to something more intimate, more human. Action, duty, and the meaning behind every effort. Krishna, Arjuna began hesitantly. All this talk about devotion, worship, and seeing you in everything. What about action? How should a man act in this world when everything is yours and yet so much depends on me? Krishna's eyes softened. Arjuna, not all actions are equal. Some bind the soul, some liberate it. There is the action performed for selfish gain, Sakama Karma, and the action performed selflessly, Nishkama Karma. Do you want to understand the difference? Arjuna nodded, feeling a strange lightness in the thought of understanding. He had fought battles all his life, but now the battlefield seemed smaller than the questions in his heart. Tell me, Krishna, Arjuna said, how does a man earn true reward from action? How does the soul rise above desire and fear? Krishna leaned forward slightly, his hand raised as if to catch the invisible weight of the question. Arjuna, listen carefully. Those who perform actions as offerings to me without attachment to the results are closest to liberation. Even a simple offering, a flower, a fruit, a drop of water, when given with devotion, touches the infinite. Arjuna's eyes widened. Even small acts, Krishna? Even tiny, almost unnoticed deeds? Yes, Arjuna. The man who surrenders all his actions to me, performing them as worship, reaches me. Their soul becomes my friend, their mind steady, their heart fearless. Desire and ego lose their grip. Arjuna felt a trembling awareness within him. Could such subtlety in action, so different from the loud clashing of armies, carry the weight of eternity? Krishna smiled gently. Yes, Arjuna. Even the smallest act done for the right reason carries the power of the universe. Arjuna watched as a soldier in the distance tended to a wounded comrade. Not for reward, not for glory, but because it was right. The soldier's hands shook, but his eyes were firm, his effort sincere. Krishna's words fell into place in Arjuna's mind like the pieces of a grand puzzle. See that, Arjuna? Krishna said, following his gaze. That is Nishkama Karma. Action without attachment, without selfish desire. The reward is not gold, not fame. It is peace. It is the quiet joy of being aligned with dharma, with truth. Arjuna's voice trembled slightly. But Krishna, in this life action often demands result. Kings seek wealth. Soldiers seek victory. Is it possible to act without seeking anything at all? Krishna laughed softly, a sound that seemed to merge with the wind. Yes, it is possible. And even when a man acts with desire, if he worships me in all his deeds, he is purified. Desire itself, when surrendered, transforms into devotion. Arjuna frowned. So a man who seeks reward can still reach you? Yes, Krishna said. Even those performing Sakama Karma, actions with desire, if they do so with faith and turn the fruits toward me, the bondage of desire loosens. The fire of devotion purifies the soul like the sun burns away mist. Eventually, even the seeker of reward begins to see beyond desire itself. Arjuna took a deep breath, trying to absorb the depth of this revelation. He had spent his life striving, fame, wealth, victory. But now Krishna spoke of a path where the very act of striving could become worship, transformation, and liberation. So action, Arjuna whispered, is not the enemy. Desire is not the enemy. Attachment, that is the real obstacle. Krishna nodded. Exactly. Understand the difference. Offer every action to me. Whether you fight, give, build or speak, let your effort be my offering. Then even the smallest deed shines with eternal light. Krishna's gaze deepened, seeming to stretch across time itself. Arjuna, the rewards of Nishkama Karma are profound. The selfless man attains peace in this life. He is free from fear, untouched by sorrow, balanced in success and failure. His mind is unshakable, his heart calm. Arjuna tried to picture it. A soldier, a farmer, a king. What did it mean to act without selfish desire? To live without craving? He remembered nights of worry over battles, days of planning strategies, years spent anxious for recognition. Could life be lived without grasping? Yes, Krishna, Arjuna said slowly. And what happens after such a man passes? Where does the soul go? Krishna smiled faintly. The soul of the selfless Arjuna moves beyond the cycle of birth and death. It merges with the Supreme, liberated from the chains of karma. Even the gods envy such freedom, though they cannot attain it themselves. Arjuna's breath caught. Even the gods? Yes, Krishna said, because gods still have desires, attachments and limitations. Only the man who surrenders all action to me, seeking neither reward nor recognition, rises above all. Such a soul knows no fear, no grief, no regret. Arjuna closed his eyes for a moment. He could almost feel it, a calm rising from the depths of his own being, a warmth, a silent joy that had nothing to do with victory or reward. He felt Krishna's presence not as a teacher, but as the very essence of his own consciousness. Even a humble offering, even feeding a hungry being, if done as an offering to me, is greater than the mightiest battle or the grandest sacrifice performed with ego. Arjuna opened his eyes. The battlefield suddenly brighter, almost luminous. Could it really be so simple, so profound? Krishna's eyes twinkled with gentle mischief. And yet, Arjuna, life is not always so simple. Many act with desire, and that is natural. Even they are not without hope. Arjuna blinked. You mean those who seek reward? Yes, Krishna said. Even those who act for reward, if they dedicate the fruits to me, receive purification. The act of surrender transforms the very desire that binds them. Arjuna's mind reeled. So the man seeking fame or victory, if he worships you through his action, he is not lost? Krishna's voice became tender. Not lost, but walking on the path. Slowly, the fire of devotion burns away attachment. Desire itself turns into love for the divine. The reward of Sakama Karma is the first step toward liberation. Arjuna's heart beat faster. So the battlefield, this war, even my fight, can it become sacred? Krishna nodded. Exactly, Arjuna. Every arrow, every decision, every effort, every intention can become worship if offered to me. That is the secret of action and devotion combined. The thought filled Arjuna with awe. Victory was no longer the only prize. Freedom, clarity, peace, the true rewards were closer than he had ever imagined.
Krishna rose slightly on the chariot, as if stretching to embrace the horizon itself. Arjuna, look at the sky, the earth, the waters. Everything is performing its duty. The sun rises, rivers flow, seasons turn, without attachment, without desire. Nature itself is the model of Nishkama Karma. Arjuna felt a strange joy. The battlefield suddenly silent in his mind. He could hear Krishna's words, see them reflected in every living thing. Even the clanging of weapons became a rhythm of existence, a sacred offering in itself. The heart that gives without expecting, Krishna continued, that acts without craving the fruit, it is the heart that knows me. That mind that surrenders the result, it is free. That life lived in selfless action, it is immortal. Arjuna exhaled, tears welling in his eyes. He understood now the difference. Action surrendered, action grasped, action a bridge to the eternal. Even warriors on the opposing side, with all their pride and ambition, were also part of this divine rhythm. Every arrow, every decision, every effort, part of the eternal dance of life.
The conches blew loudly. The war was about to resume. Arjuna lifted Gandiva, his body calm, his mind steady. He had fought wars before, but never like this. Never with the knowledge that every action, every choice, every effort could be an offering to the infinite. Krishna, Arjuna whispered, I understand now. There is a path in every act. There is reward in every surrender. There is freedom in every offering. Krishna smiled, his eyes warm and infinite. Yes, Arjuna. The man who acts without attachment, who offers every deed to me, becomes closest to me. The soul becomes steady, fearless and eternal. Even the smallest effort, when surrendered, touches the infinite. Arjuna drew his bow, heart unshaken. The battlefield roared around him, arrows flying, horses charging, destiny surging forward. But inside him, the war had already ended. The war of desire, fear, and ego had been replaced with understanding, surrender, and devotion. And Krishna remained beside him, calm and eternal. The witness, the guide, the infinite, receiving every offering of action, every drop of devotion, every breath of life itself. For in selfless action lies liberation. In surrendered effort lies freedom. In devotion in action lies the eternal reward of the soul. The chariot surged forward, the arrows flew, history unfolded, and Arjuna acted, not for reward, not for fear, but as an offering to the one who is everything.